Obama in me. The hood won't pop, hip-hop wanna see the common in me. And since it's a senseless contradiction, I end up a misfit trying to fit in.
What's going on, everybody? Pete Sands, and we are here for, I believe, episode 6 From Average Joe to Golf Pro, where we take 3 different golfers, 3 different skill levels, 3 different goals, and try to accomplish them in the frigid weather of North Alabama. I'm Pete Sands. I'm the general manager here at Cherokee Ridge. I have Rob Taylor below. He's our head golf professional. And then our average Joe is Heath Wooten, who is in the top left. Guys, did you guys have a good holiday? We haven't gathered for about a week and a half now. And Heath was in Alaska for the holidays. Rob was in Florida, and I was in Tennessee. So we were nowhere near Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were scattered
We
pretty
were
pretty
we were
good there.
scattered. We were scattered. Did all of us at least swing a golf club over the break? I know I did. Rob did.
yes,
I
yes.
did.
I was hitting
Ethan,
simulators. I was swinging in negative 20 degrees. I was out
yep.
there.
I got a couple of videos from Heath that we're going to go over and let Rob dissect them a little bit, seeing that I don't think we've really got knee deep into Heath's swing that much. So today's going to be a good day for that. But I did play over the holiday break. I played my dad's course up in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and you appreciate what you have when you travel sometimes. And I felt like I shot 81, but I felt like it could have been a whole lot worse. I felt like 81 was it was an ugly 81. And then I got back here, licked my wounds a little bit, got with Rob. Rob and I went out and played 18 holes yesterday or 2 days ago. And I think I found something, Rob. Think I found something. That back nine, I was grooving. Didn't make any putts, but I was grooving. Might be the most consistent
Yeah,
I've been
you,
at ball in
you were
years.
hitting some laser beams.
So all over it. Pin seeking, smooth, finding fairways, a little bit of everything. Didn't make a putt though, but I felt like I putted well. So
Good stuff.
yeah. But and then Rob played with me on the other day. So and I saw the typical Rob Taylor round of golf right now, which he I actually thought I had a shot Heath to beat him, by the way. We were standing on 5 tee box and I was one up on him. And
And
then
then,
my
if I
wheels
remember
came off for the front
correctly,
nine. We started the back nine, and he went on what we call the Rob Taylor heater. So he birdied 4 out of 5 holes. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and shot a smooth 71, birdie in 4 out of the 5 holes. But that back nine was, I think, both of us. We were a featured group that back nine, Rob, for sure. But I feel like
It was
that.
better.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a lot of the stuff that I felt like wasn't making any progress. I think just doing it over and over and over and over and again. I think even though I still have a couple of my old hitches, I mean, we talked about that a little bit. I think some of the drastic stuff is kind of slowly going away. So it's kind of being more muscle memory for me. And I feel like my short game's on.
Yeah, I
So
would
I feel
agree.
like I'm putting well. I feel like around the greens, I feel comfortable getting up and down, which will always save strokes.
I agree. Yeah, much better round the other day. It's
Yeah.
good to watch. It was nice to see both of us play well together because we very rarely do that.
It is very rarely that we let's be honest, that front nine was our normal
Yeah,
gold
that's
standard.
true. That's
The
true.
that's usually how it happens. So but yeah, so Rob, where do you feel like you told me while we were playing you have to get more. It's funny because like you told me you have to be more content with where your game's at and understand that it's the off season, it's cold, it's the winter. And then you mentioned that you're like, hey, it's going to be okay if I make a bogey every now and then. And you decided to birdie 4 out of 5 holes after you said that. So, uh,
It was right after I said that
yeah,
happened, which is funny how it works. You take some of the pressure off yourself and kind of talk yourself into, all right, it's cold out, the greens are in that weird dormant, but still a little quick in spots, slow in spots, grainy. They're just in a weird spot, so it's hard to make putts. As we know, it's very, very hard to make putts. Um, and just kind of telling myself like it's okay if I don't shoot 69.
Yeah.
It's that you're gonna make this time of year, you're gonna make bogeys. You're gonna probably make a double somewhere if you hit one bad shot. Like you hit one bad shot on 14, you're gonna probably make a double unless you do something miraculous to get back in position.
Yeah.
Um, there's just there's so many spots on this golf course where if the wind's blowing or if the fairways are firm and fast, the greens are firm and fast, um, where you're gonna struggle somewhere. So it was good to kind of clicked in my head during that round. It was like, I'm not doing anything wrong
Yeah, I mean, you were
and I'm a
telling
couple
me
over.
even
Like
on
it
the front
wasn't,
nine, you were like, "Oh, I feel like that's the feel I'm trying to get." Like you were
yeah,
making the swings you wanted to make, you were hitting the shots you were wanting to hit. I mean, I know one thing you were like, "Man, for the longest time, you were having a hard time hitting that draw on command, but you were able to do that." I think that front nine just, it just was winter golf. And then
yeah.
back nine was winter golf as well. You never know what ball's going to go in. You never know if you're going to catch that break.
Mhm.
Trying to remember too much of the front nine uh, that might have caused your issue. I don't
Well, I
remember.
hit one out of bounds on four.
Yes, that was yes.
Hit
Four
it
was
out of bounds on four, but I made bogey. Like I
yeah.
got up and down on my second ball for bogey. And let's see, bogeyed. Did I feel like I was two over through like 4 or 5 holes.
You were two over through four because I was one over through four, and I was one
Yeah.
up on you.
So I
So
bogeyed
one I
two, I think
bogeyed,
maybe.
one I bogeyed, you parred. Two I
Two, I
parred,
bogeyed, you
you had
parred.
bogey,
Yeah.
and then your other bogey, I had par, and then
And
you
then
had the
four.
bogey on four. And then
Mhm.
five, I decided to block mine into the water. And
Yeah, that was like an in-betweener.
yeah,
You were lined up to hit a draw, but you made like a cut swing and
yeah, typical. But I feel better. I feel a lot better. I actually, you wouldn't play today. This is coming off a nice chilly round of golf for you. And you made the turn and you
30.
looked freezing, so I was glad I didn't go out there. But I do have the itch to play. So I
Yeah.
do want to see if what I'm doing um is it going to be consistent, because that's my big thing. If I want to go out there and be able to compete and shoot a number in some amateur events, I need to be consistent. I can't have that stretch of, okay, hey, I had, like I said, I was one over standing on five tee box, and then I finished shooting 41 on the front. So it just I got on that terrible train of bogeys and doubles and snuck in a par here or there. So and
What I
he
will say about your
yep,
game before we go into Heath real quick is what you're doing, it will work and will be consistent when you get your lines right. Because it felt like to me you started hitting it much better when you opened up your lines a little bit, started getting more square or left, and then was smoothing it out because that was kind of forcing you to stop releasing so much.
mhm,
It was kind of calming your hands down, your arms down, and you were just kind of letting the club flow through, and instead of forcing that flip to
yeah.
try and square the
Well,
face
and it
up real
started
quick.
on 10. I hit a decent drive on 10, and I was kind of in that, do I go for it? Do I not go for it? And the wind was kind of in our face a little bit. It was cold. I would have had to the pin was all the way back, so I would have had to hit a perfect shot. So I decided to lay up, and I think I grabbed pitching wedge and just tried to lay up to the bottom of the hill, and I just smoothed it. I mean, it was just I could have hit that. I could have worm burned it and probably ended up in the same place going down that hill. But I felt something where I was like, oh, that was different.
Yeah.
and then hit a good one on 11. Didn't try to go after the pin, just middle of the green on 11. Hit a good drive on 12, good wedge on 13 or on 12. 13 hit a good one off the tee, smoothing it. Kind of pulled it a little bit on 13, but almost chipped it in. Had a good up and down there. Then 14, I didn't put myself in trouble. 15, thought I had my first hole in one, possibly. That was close. And then 16 caught a bad break underneath that tree. I thought I hit a fine drive, like it just kicked
Yeah.
it underneath that tree. So, all right, Heath, we talked about
Yes,
our
sir.
holiday rounds of golf. Where are you at in your golf progression right now?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, while I was in Alaska, I didn't get to go play any rounds, but I was able to hit a simulator. I was able to do some like kind of stick to that like whole stretching thing and kind of do the stuff that will improve the game without actually holding a club. And yeah, I was able to do a lot. That simulator was definitely nice just to kind of keep my swing a little bit. And then since I've been back, which has been a little less than a week now, but I've been to the range a couple times. I haven't actually gone out and played. And one thing is just I need to lose the holiday weight that I gained.
Mm.
And but other than that, I mean, I don't think much has changed. I still have the same problems, still have the same habits, getting out of them, feeling uncomfortable when I
I thought
swing
moose was a
correctly.
lean meat. I didn't think you would have lost, gained too much weight eating that lean.
Moose is really good, and then obviously you guys had the smoked salmon.
Yep, the
Yeah,
penguin
smoked
enclosure
salmon was
at
awesome.
SeaWorld. So that's what it tasted like. But
And
we
then
actually have a couple videos from your simulator. So we're gonna let Rob kind of really dive deep into this. Rob, you want the from behind view or head on or the side view first?
Let's go from behind view first, and I have to make a comment here.
All right.
So I got the hand warmers that died after the seventh hole. So I
Mm-hmm.
grabbed the hot hands that I had in my office, and the whole entire time I was playing, they were not hot, and I just felt them burning my legs in my pocket. They are scalding hot now after I'm back inside.
Makes sense. Murphy's Law, right? What course are you playing here, Heath? That is
My goodness, is that Pebble?
yeah,
yeah.
that's Pebble. That's Pebble Beach. I was at it doing it with my brother, and he picked the course, so we were playing Pebble. But just don't pay attention. I don't know if it shows my score on there, but if it does, just don't pay attention to it because putting on this simulator was a nightmare.
Are
Well,
you on a
putting for
GC
you
quad
always is
too?
a nightmare, Heath. So, all right. Well, I'm going to play it all the way through, Rob, and then I'll kind of be able to slow it down. You tell me where you.
Okay. All right, so let's stop right there to start.
Okay.
Okay. So, um, two things I'd like to see Heath do better. The ball position is better. Good there, Heath. Um,
Put it more forward in my stance.
well, where you have it right there is good. That's good ball position. The lines are okay, but I would like to see again, you have a tendency to reach. You know,
Right,
you kind of
right.
have a tendency to reach for the ball too much, you know. I would like to see you kind of more your backside more right over your heels and more kind of forward bend and your hands more under your shoulders in that position because that's going to help you bring the club back on plane instead of pulling it inside and or having to really manipulate and push it outside too much and get too loopy with it. Um, but we had talked about that before. So again, more static with the legs, more butt over the heels, and then more hands and arms hanging under the chest to start at address.
It looks like you're very
Okay.
tense. Like it looks like you're like uncomfortable in that position to me. But what do I know?
Okay, so start it. Let's go that half back position. See where we're at. Okay, so yeah, with reach and see he gets the club outside and then gets that, starts to whip it inside. So by the time we get here, see the club head is over by his backside instead of on the hands. And then let's see where it ends up at the top. Not too bad at the top.
Hmm.
Not too bad to the top. And way again, what it goes like from inside to inside is what I would call it. So you get to a decent position at the top, but then that club really dumps underneath. And then now from that position, you're coming up and out of it. Did he did he clear the
Let's see if
rocks?
he. I'm trying to see.
Oh, this looks like a good ball here.
Yeah.
I like
How
barely
in
get past the
Oh my
bunker.
goodness, you hit that sucker like 450 yards. Look at that thing. Nobody's hitting
three,
it
or
by
it's
that
going
tree.
260 or 272.
I
So
think that's what it
we need
was.
an honest answer on this, Heath. How many takes did you go until you found your best one to send me?
I really did not have that many videos. This just happens to be one of my best like hits of the day. But like I didn't really take that many videos just because, my brother and I were just there to practice and then have a good time.
Okay.
So the way I would describe it, Heath, from what I'm seeing right here is underneath it with a shut face. So underneath it, and you can see that club's coming from inside, but then it kicks out really quick. Boom. And the ball actually starts somewhat down your target line, a little left of it because the face is shut.
Thought you tumbled it in the water for a second, but then it.
Yeah. So what you're having to do, you can see it kind of in your follow through is that club face is shut, is very shut, and you're like trying with all your might not to let it completely slam shut and smother hook it. So,
One thing I did want to ask is like on that swing, my setup, I was trying to make sure my back isn't as rounded as it had been in the past, and then B is
mhm.
on my downswing, keeping my head at the same level rather than like how I would like go down and then raise up at the very end.
Yep.
And then watching that again, I did raise up a little bit, but I don't think it was as much as I had
Not
been.
nearly as bad. Not nearly as bad. It was good. What I would say with the driver, if I can kind of demonstrate a little bit with my hand right here, is when I'm taking it back, if I'm keeping this club, my hand pointing down, like imagine that's the club face and I'm keeping my hand pointing down and it's underneath, and then I'm coming back through, it's down underneath. What I'd like to see you try and work on is when the club's coming back, that you're more letting it turn up to the sky more. So more this way instead of this way.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Just to allow the face to kind of naturally roll back to square instead of getting it stuck and shut and then just dropping it back in the same spot. And other than that, like you said, the couple of things that we had talked about already were definitely better. Your lines were good. Let's
That's
Yeah.
your.
check out the
I was
face
going
on
to
and
say
see.
the hybrid.
It's very entertaining
Slow mo.
watching you play 18 at Pebble there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the backswing is looks much better to me from this angle. There's not a
I,
lot of turn.
I my main focus there was keeping my right elbow close. It's still out now
Yeah,
that I'm looking at the video, but
definitely.
it's not
No, no, it's
where
much
I
better because you can see your right elbow underneath your left elbow, which means that it's closer to your body. It's not chicken winged up high. That's a good position right there. Man, it looks really good. So let's see transition. See how your back shoulder really drops there.
Yeah, yeah.
and that kind of kicks the club out
The video
too early.
anticipating where the ball's going on that one. It's
Look at
like
that.
a ghostly ball.
Yeah, it's kind
But all in all, that looks a heck of a lot better.
I
That
was
finish looks
hoping
better than
Heath
it did
was
with the
getting
driver.
a new phone for Christmas for
this
content.
was this was recorded on my brother's phone. He has an iPhone 12. Wait, it's newer than my phone. So
Aren't we? What iPhone do you have, Pete?
Like 15, I think. 14 or 15. Whatever is it,
I,
like not the newest one, but the one
Then,
before.
then if your brother has an iPhone 12, what phone do you have, Heath?
I think it's either a 10 or the one before that because they
We're
didn't
in the
have a
single
9.
digits,
Mm.
iPhone single digits.
Possibly.
Oh, we have fun. We like giving Heath a hard time about his phone. It's funny.
Mhm. Well, I mean, he's all the viewers are the ones that have to basically take the
Yeah.
Now, what we
take the
really
hit on
should
them.
ask is, Pete, how old is your computer? This could be your computer's fault.
No, no, it's a MacBook Pro.
But from what year?
3 years ago. So, I mean, you're coming in
Gotcha.
crystal clear with your rugby shirt you got on right now. So there's no there's no issue with the computer on that end. So, but anywho,
But yeah,
anywho, all
so
right.
Rob, the things that we had talked about in the past, I was like really trying to focus. Ball position was like the first thing. And
Hmm.
then the other thing was trying to keep my back like don't have my back as run, keep my right arm tight. And then the other one, oh, just don't change levels 13 times during my swing.
Yeah. And I agree with you what you said. The couple of things, the ball position was good in both of them. Um, yeah, the level changes were less apparent, which is good. So you're staying in a decent spot there. Just getting that club stuck behind you and working with a really shut face is probably holding you back a little bit right now. So, and you get the club started back, especially with the driver out, you know, where you kind of should have it down the line or just outside of that. And then somewhere in the backswing, it just wraps behind you too much and is too shut. So it's just a hard position to work from unless you're really active with your lower body and you really get to your left side and rotate your lower body to keep the face square. But if you start throwing the hands at it from that position, you're going to struggle with contact because the face is just so shut. You have to really manipulate to hold it square, or you're going to hit funny shots. So next time we work, and I know we had talked about possibly getting out there today.
Yes. So,
So we'll have to regroup on that maybe tomorrow or Saturday. Um, we'll work kind of keeping the club out in front of you more and letting it rotate square, keeping the face square and letting it kind of naturally open up to where when you get to the top, it's not dead shut on you. And I think that'll help because you won't feel like you have to do so much through the ball to square it up. Just kind of let everything go and you'll be in a better spot.
so basically, what happened today was you pretty much gave Heath a little virtual lesson that in this quick 20 minutes that we had here. But you told me over the holiday you actually gave somebody down in Florida a virtual lesson. So if anybody's interested
Did.
in basically getting the tips of Rob Taylor via virtual, pretty much the same thing. Now I think you're a little bit more advanced when you do it one on one because you put lines in
Yeah.
play, different
Yep.
things
So
like
it's with the V1. sports app, the V1 Pro app, and basically it's very, very simple and super easy. It's very easy to do. Um, like Heath, it was a down the line and a face on shot, and from those two positions, you can tell most everything you need to basically see in the golf swing from those two positions. And in the app, I can actually record an audio lesson while I'm replaying the video, kind of like we did, but I'm also drawing lines like plane, here's your foot line, here's this, here's that, circle this, I can kind of mark up the screen so you can kind of see what you're trying to do. And it's very, 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 very effective. And it is super cost effective because it's a lot cheaper. It requires a lot less time for me, and it's a lot cheaper than going out and freezing your head off for an hour on the driving range right now. So
Yeah,
definitely a good alternative.
it is definitely pick and choose our battles right now when it comes to the weather. We have a couple good moments, but most of it's pretty cold, and especially when that wind picks up. But and then on top of that, we can kind of push our social real quick. We've been on YouTube for the last about year and a half, and I said 2024 we're gonna dabble into the TikTok. So if you are on the TikTok, is that what the kids call it nowadays, Heath? The TikTok?
I think just TikTok, but I like the TikTok.
The TikTok? Okay. The TikTok, it is
Tic-tac-toe?
play. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. I think it's Play the Ridge is our
Play the
TikTok
ridge.
uh,
Yeah.
handle. Yep, at Play the Ridge. So you will see fun videos. I was actually telling one of our other employees, when I was telling her about us getting on TikTok, I said, it's funny, when Rob and I will go play golf, we probably have a good 45 minutes to an hour of gold content that is unrecorded that hopefully now we can put some of that gold content onto a device and send it out to the
Definitely.
masses so they can
TikToks are way easy.
be jealous of the jobs we have where we can go out and make fools of ourselves and get paid for it. So, I mean, that's
So I was trying to do a giveaway last year to get some engagement on the Real Tour Golf TikTok and YouTube. I'm at 51 right
okay.
now followers on TikTok. I was trying, if I got to 1,000, I was giving away a Scotty Cameron,
Mm, okay.
and that didn't move the needle at all. So maybe
No,
now that
we're gonna start
I know
pushing
you're
a little
trying to
bit.
get
Well,
to a million. Hey,
my goal 2024 for Cherokee Ridge is a million.
yeah,
So we started. We needed some help. Right now we're at 18. So we still got a little bit of ways to go. I got faith. We are only 4 days into the battle here, but a million followers on TikTok by the end of 2024. And Heath,
hey, if we get a million follow, if I get 100,000 on the Real Tour TikTok, I will jump in the lake.
this time of year,
Yes.
okay,
In full golf apparel, I will jump in the lake.
okay, we'll see. Heath, I
Uh,
need you to push
well,
it.
I was gonna say, if you don't have TikTok but you have Instagram, I started an Average Joe to Golf Pro Instagram that we're currently at 97 followers.
Mm.
So if you do want
Rob's
to
distraught right now.
like
Rob is
if you
you
do
ruined his
want
day.
to if you do want to get some of that extra content and you don't have TikTok, it's just Average Joe to Golf Pro. That's what it's called. And yeah, I just post a lot of like things. I wasn't very active on it up till now, but I'm gonna start getting a lot more active on it for this year especially. And it'll be, you know, a lot of me and then any content that Pete and Rob send me to post on it.
Okay,
Tell
so
all those followers to follow me too.
yeah,
Crying out loud.
you have an advantage. It's not fair. We're handicapped here. We are the average Joe into your golf pro when it comes to your ability to get viewership on social media.
What's my advantage? Where does that come from?
I'll let you tell the masses that. That is up to you. That is up to you. So
it's for another time, but it'll get out.
It's not as charming good looks. Let's put it that way.
No. So, all right. Well, good episode, guys. Good to be back. Holidays are over. We are gearing up. Let's play some good golf this 2024. Happy New Year to you guys. And we got a couple minutes left. So, New Year's resolutions. Putting you on the spot. What do you got?
My New Year's resolution. I don't like to do resolutions. It's just this happens 7 times throughout the year. My New Year's resolution is to get back in the same shape I was in 3 months ago. That I'll be in better shape in a month, and then I won't be. This is like a cyclical thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not really a resolution. I just want to I'm trying to get back in better shape.
Heath?
So I mean, we all have our goals, which are kind of our resolutions in a way, but also I'm getting married in May, so really my New Year's resolution
is invited?
Yes, you guys are invited. And Pete, you're at the family table.
Nice.
But New Year's resolution is to get ready for that and kind of get that chapter of my life started and get that going. But really, more golf targeted. It's just shoot under 70, beat Pete Sands in match play.
Under 70?
Shoot under 70.
Or sorry.
Whoa.
Shoot under 80.
Wowzers.
My goodness.
Breaking news here on Average Joe. We have a golf pro.
I'm planning on improving a lot. No, shoot under 80 for the first time. Shoot in the 70s. And then just carry out the rest of my goals.
Perfect. Well, mine is I'll say I want to clean everything up here at Cherokee Ridge. I want smooth, clean. I want it to continue our fun and inviting, but I also want a little whether someone comes on Tuesday or Saturday, they're getting the same experience. And we got some, not to toot our own horns going into 2024, we got some cool things that going to gear up here, especially the first part of 2024. So more to that as we get closer to it, but I keep saying this, and eventually this train will be gone and be too late. You better jump on board now before we take off, because this club will be the envy of a lot of golf clubs here shortly. Maybe that's the way to put it. So that's good way to end the episode. But guys, have a good week. Thank you. Plays golf. And Heath, get a new phone.
Okay.
Obama in me, the hood won't pop, hip-hop wanna see the common in me. And since it's a senseless contradiction, I end up a misfit trying to